Bing boing bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip.
Good morning, guys. This is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. And though it's high breakfast, so it would be a brunch, we're here talking about the Whittakers and what's going on. And guys, I just want to tell you that I have been over this in my head, and I've tried to think of all of the comments that people have written. And, you know, a lot of you say, we wouldn't know about this if Mark Leda hadn't. Okay, Mark Leda from Soft White Underbelly is a photographer, and he was told by a local law enforcement authority to come back with a video camera. And Mark Leda said, I don't do video. And they said, you will want to do this. So that's how I found out about the Whittakers, and that's how a lot of people online found out about the Whittakers. To think that we would have never found out about the Whittakers hadn't it have been for Mark Leda is incorrect. If anybody brought the Whittakers to us in such a way, I think Mark did it perfectly for an introduction. Imagine now somebody coming up on the Whittakers, or people in the neighborhood, people on social media. Social media wasn't a big deal. Social media has become a huge deal now. It's gotten credibility, it's gotten popularity. Back then it didn't. So sure, people definitely, we would have known about the Whittakers. I don't know how we would have known about them. Probably not with the care that Mark Leda gave, because he did. I think he did that with care and with diplomacy, because we've seen people show up with the Whittakers. They figure if we give them a Pepsi, what, they'll perform for us. We've seen people just show up there and make them content. Okay? Mark Leda, and I don't know how YouTube was paid for back in the day when Mark started this, but I know with the donations, Mark gave 100%. I don't think Mark ever took out any of the donation money for him flying back and forth. I don't think Mark took out any of the donation money when he was paying for things while he was there, taking them and doing things with them. The donation money he went through in a video. And even BJ said he gave about $153,000. According to what's going on here, only one platform out of 5 is willing to share 1/3 of their revenue from video streaming, just from views, to how many people are the Whittakers? And what about the other 4 platforms where the Whittakers aren't getting anything? And what about the donation money? Wasn't there like somebody took up money so that Eric could stay in an Airbnb that I showed a video for? Somebody was nice enough to show me where that Airbnb was and how much it was, and it was $1,500. $1,500 is not a lot of money. But can you imagine if he'd have gotten just one room? It had to have been split in half, because according to that, $1,500 was for 10 nights. $1,500. So imagine if it was just one room, or just one hotel, or just one little something. How much money could have been saved? But 4 rooms. So in other words, those 4 rooms, everybody could have come. Everybody from the Whittakers could have come, and they could have done a deep clean. At least a deep clean in that trailer, so that there wasn't fungus growing on poo that we needed to know about. See, that's shameful and that's embarrassing. And Eric only did that so that we could say, oh yeah, they definitely needed to get out of there. But Eric sat in there. Eric served food in there. I don't know what the truth is, but Eric doesn't look good to me. He doesn't look good to me at all. Where is the Whittakers' money? Why didn't he stay and at least try? Why was it all or nothing? Was this the plan? I have legitimate questions, like most of us do. So, guys, you know, it took 3 times to get that restraining order or that protective order. Funny how the first 2 times The thievery wasn't enough. So he took Timmy. Listen, Eric took Timmy. And do you believe that Eric didn't tell Timmy what to say? I don't believe that for a minute. Whether it's true or not, I don't believe that for a minute. They got the restraining order the third time because he took Timmy and claimed that there was abuse that he never heard about before until the third time that he went down there to get the restraining order. That's when he heard about it. How convenient is that timing? And listen, think about it. He took Timmy. So Timmy was in his possession when he was blaming somebody else and saying it's dangerous there. Was he hoping that they would go and he would keep Timmy? I got Timmy, no worries, no worries. Because that's the way it's starting to look like to me. I have no faith, no trust in Eric Carroll. None. Patrick, the only thing that I will say about Patrick is I think he genuinely does care for the Whittaker family. He's lived there before. He went back there. And that family knows him. And he does talk with them nicely. I think those videos that he put out with Timmy time shit, that's wrong. You don't take a grown man and put your foot in his ear. You don't take a grown man and be in bed with him and tape that either. That's not good. You know. And to make Timmy shoot the finger, why? You could have had Timmy wave. You know, so there's things that you want. That's not exploited. That's exploitiveness. I mean, you're exploiting somebody there. That's exploited. You're going to exploit somebody. That's it. And saying the horrible things they said only to leave guilt-free. That's my problem with this. That's my problem with this. So, it's in my opinion, definitely, social media would have found out who they were. And we could have been introduced to them in such a way that we would have had no compassion for them. Mark Lada's responsible for the compassion, I think, that we have for the Whittakers. And that's why we're all really upset with Eric, except for those that somehow think Eric deserves all this money for what he did, breaking up a family, right? Mark was back and forth for years. You guys don't see that the problem here is Eric, and you want to blame BJ because Eric said so. Where does Eric get his credibility, guys? Where did you get it from? Show me his credibility, because his ex-wife is saying he's a shit dad, even though he does that dad talk. You know, do you see pictures of him and his kids? Pictures of them like now, where there's a relationship going on? You're just taking some guy at his word that you don't know. And you guys, I'm not there. I didn't go there and film them. I didn't go there and take their money. You guys are saying, hey, you're making money too. I am. I'm reporting on a situation. You're damn right. I've been talking about the Whittakers before Eric Carroll ever came into my purview. Okay, you can go check it out on my other channel. I'm also somebody that gives 10% of their channel's money. Not to the Whittakers, because there was no reason to do that at that time. Now there's a time to do that. Now there's a reason to do it, and I will do it. And you guys will see it. So there won't be any questions about it. It'll happen at tax time. You'll see it. Just like the other channel. Look up the March posts. See if we didn't donate to 5 organizations. We were only monetized for 10 months when I did that. And then go look in July and see what we did for the Corey Michelo, Justice for Corey. Go see what we did then in July of 2024. So I know who I am. Also, you could look me up. I don't have a criminal record anywhere. Nowhere. Guys, I am going to stay on this, but I just wanted, because, you know, we just use critical thinking. There wasn't a problem until Eric came in. And then there wasn't even a problem until Eric wanted something. And that was a restraining order. And the only way he could get it was to say that there was physical abuse because he went there twice and they didn't give it to him. And lo and behold, all of a sudden there's physical abuse. And you guys just take it on as it being gospel. That's my problem. We don't know that. We don't know if maybe Timmy or Ray or somebody went and grabbed something from BJ and BJ swung. That's not beating somebody. That's not okay either. But that's not beating somebody. And yet what did we do? We convicted this woman of hitting her family. Yeah, she's a drug addict. She's admitted that. Eric had a problem back in the day. Patrick had a problem back in the day. Does that mean that they went around hitting people too? Guys, before you just buy into things, just think about it. Please, just think about it. Please. Guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I'm going to catch up with some stuff today and I'll be back. Guys, this is their story. What's yours? Thanks.
Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip.